This is English Bob, the Duke of Death. He has a reputation, a title, and a man paid to write both down.
He's my biographer.
This is what happens when Bob meets a sheriff who knows him.
The Duck of Death?
Nay, the Duke.
Duck, I says.
Notice who keeps writing. Bob leaves. The writer stays. This is William Munny. He has a larger legend than English Bob and no biographer in sight. Yet. Westerns have often turned violence into legend.
You tell him I'm coming, and hell's coming with me, you hear?
Clint Eastwood's Unforgiven, however, does something stranger. It leaves the legends intact, but refuses to let violence feel legendary. Everything begins with a cowboy slashing a prostitute's face over a wounded sense of pride. The brutal act, however, isn't met with justice, only compensation. To Little Bill, the sheriff of Big Whiskey, this is an issue of damaged
Property.
Hence, he asks the two cowboys to settle it as a matter of property. To Madame Alice, the only justice left is violent retribution. That decision pulls William Munny into a world he's supposed to have left. On paper, this is the Western we already know. An anti-hero rides into town. A villain stands in his way. But Unforgiven quietly unsettles those roles. Munny isn't the heroic gunman we expect, but a man remembered for killing women and children. Little Bill isn't the righteous lawman we expect. His authority rests on intimidation. Now, one struggles to raise hogs with his children. The other struggles to finish the porch of his own house. Both men are trying and struggling to settle into a version of home. But faced with violence, both men become frighteningly certain of themselves. That irony isn't unique to Unforgiven. The Western has long been fascinated by the uneasy relationship between violence and the ordinary lives its characters hope to build. Shane embodies the tragic reality that a man who secures peace through violence can never truly enjoy it. The terrifying prejudice and obsession of Ethan Edwards leave him standing on the porch, unable to enter the domestic sphere. Ransom Stoddard dreams of building society through law, yet the very civilization he represents is founded on Tom Doniphan's unseen gunshot.
This is the West, sir. When the legend becomes fact, print the legend.
Unforgiven inherits that tradition, but rather than using violence to arrive at a clear moral conclusion, it keeps unsettling the meanings people attach to it. The bounty promises something every Western audience already understands: retribution. The mission in Unforgiven feels righteous long before a shot is fired. We expect two bad men to die, or we expect violence to restore a moral order that the law refused to provide. The Schofield Kid is an embodiment of such expectations. He inflates the assault.
They cut up her face, cut her eyes out, cut her ears off. Hell, they even cut her teeth.
Because the greater the cruelty, the easier it becomes to believe in the righteousness of the mission. But the kid is also literally short-sighted. He has never truly seen the violence he's so eager to romanticize. The first killing, however, refuses to deliver that satisfaction. Davy's pain and cries for water take away the sense of triumph.
You murdered bastard! You killed our Davy boy!
Why kill Davy at all? He isn't the one who slashed Delilah's face. His partner did. He certainly shares responsibility, but Davy shows what passes for remorse in that world.
Kiss your pony! I brung for the lady, the one my partner cut!
As far as Alice is concerned, both men rode away after the attack. If Little Bill's idea of justice refuses to acknowledge their suffering, Then Alice's justice refuses to assign the men different degrees of guilt.
He had it coming! He had it coming for what he done! And the other one too! Both of them for what they done!
Davy's slow death unsettles Ned Logan. The man who once rode beside Munny walks away, no longer able to watch another human being die. Unlike Ned, the kid remains removed from Davy's slow death, hearing only the cries from above. Only later, when he kills the second cowboy at point-blank range, does violence become impossible to romanticize.
It don't seem real. I ain't gonna never breathe again, ever. All on account of pulling a trigger.
Where violence breaks Ned and the kid, Munny and Little Bill remain almost unnervingly composed. But that's where the similarity ends. English Bob is one of the gunmen drawn by the prostitute's bounty. He arrives in Big Whiskey with something Munny doesn't have yet: a biographer eager to turn violence into legend. Little Bill dismantles Bob's legend almost immediately. He ridicules Beauchamp's romantic account of gunfights. Bill strips away Bob's legend, but not the need for one. Once Beauchamp begins listening, he seems just as interested in shaping the story that will be told about himself.
When he saw the rest of them weren't going to help him none, he started crying and sobbing and just carrying on. Yeah. He's thinking, oh, Bill, please, oh, God, please don't kill me, Bill. Please don't kill me, Bill.
The gun confiscations and take your shot moment reveal his philosophy of authority. That violence is most effective when it establishes order before anyone dares to reach for a gun. Unlike Will Kane, who struggles to preserve the law with the town's support, Bill preserves order by ensuring the town fears challenging his authority. But when violence no longer serves as an effective deterrent, Bill doubles down by torturing Ned to death. The killing is meant to reinforce his authority. Instead, it summons the one man beyond its reach. Munny doesn't remember his past as legend. He recalls it as something that still follows him. Claudia may have shaped the man he was trying to become, but she couldn't erase the life he had already lived. That is why his conversation with the kid carries so much weight.
It's a hell of a thing, killing a man.
Munny doesn't reach for a noble reason to make violence easier to live with. He knows exactly what it is.
Well, I guess they had it coming.
We all have it coming, kid.
So when he hears about Ned's death, he doesn't try to make sense of what comes next. He simply reaches for the bottle.
I ain't had a drop in over 10 years. My wife, she cured me of that. Cured me of drink and wickedness.
The relapse feels like the return of the violent man Claudia tried to bury. Munny's return to the dark, cramped saloon has all the force of a Western legend. Even Beauchamp recognizes it the moment he walks in. But what follows isn't the showdown the genre has taught us to expect. Munny doesn't wait for a fair draw. He shoots the unarmed Skinny first. The room then dissolves into missed shots, panic, and blind gunfire.
I don't deserve this. To die like this. I was building a house.
Facing death, Bill believes the life he was building should count for something.
Deserve's got nothing to do with it.
Munny has lived with violence too long to believe those distinctions still matter. Unforgiven opens and ends with scrolling text that can't quite explain Munny the man. Even his later life is described by "some said" and "rumored." Yet Munny the legend will outlive the man. When Beauchamp asks what his strategy was before shooting the men, all Munny says is,
But I've always been lucky when it comes to killing folks.
Luck, that's all money has to offer. Money's answer empties a legend's meaning. Still, Beauchamp will write that Western myth. A notorious killer rode into town, killed 5 men, walked out alive. That's the tragedy. Neither the historical record nor the legend can fully contain the man who lived it.